How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and today, guys, literally today, the day in which I speak this, Capcom unveiled a few new snippets of information for us as far as Monster Hunter Wilds is concerned. They dropped 3 small videos, but these 3 small videos is actually big pieces of information. Granted, I mean, I don't have like all the time in the world to go through every single minute detail to it all, but I will talk about some things that I found quite interesting that I kind of want to share with you all, and if anything is honestly some of the more notable things, even if you may have overlooked some of these. So firstly, what they talked about, which was something that I still at the time didn't fully understand, was the focus mode. Now focus mode, I'm not sure if it's a button press that you have to do, but I'm assuming it might be. You get to not like hardline focus on the monster, but you get a cursor on your screen that you can actually use to focus your aim at a particular monster part. Now when you're in this particular mode, that if you've attacked the monster part enough, you will see like a glowing, not necessarily an icon, but like a glowing spot on the monster. Attacking that does additional damage. One thing I could note about that is like focus mode is like, I'm not trying to toot a horn here, but focus mode is acting like the same thing that I would do, because I never ever use like the lock on, the camera lock on, but focus mode is like people who never use the lock on are kind of getting rewarded for cool. Something else I actually want to talk about was that the Greatsword itself, although it hasn't overgone a lot of changes, having focus mode for the Greatsword in which they showed it to us allows us to see that, okay, there's certain things you can do that you normally wouldn't even be able to do without focus mode. Having the Greatsword start its charging, and then as soon as the monster gets, like, I guess within range, you can keep the camera on the monster and then it'll unleash the attack even if the character itself spins around. Pretty cool stuff. Honestly, I can't wait to see it being used with other weapons, because Capcom did do this before where they showed weapon trailers for every weapon type. This was for, maybe Rise did it, but I know they did it for World. And since this game is basically World but some more, because the Scout Flies return, the Slinger of course is making a return as well. A lot of the things, a lot of the animations, a lot of the art style, everything is basically just World. So I like to think that they're going to do the same thing for it. Maybe, fingers crossed. I really want to see some Lance Gun Lance gameplay. But I assume that all these weapons have very unique things that they can do, because there's things called focus attacks. So whenever the monster is able to be attacked with this special attack, they have that same glowing spot, and then new attacks take advantage of these things. Of course, they probably do additional damage, put your hunter in a different position, force the monster to stagger, a couple other things that we don't necessarily know for certain, but it's 100% advantageous to the hunter itself. You've seen the hunter do it with the Greatsword, where he drags the Greatsword along the monster's side. That's one of those particular attacks. What other weapons do with it, we don't know yet, but I'm assuming that's going to be fantastical. Outside of that, they did show a couple of smaller things, like how the Slinger works. Realistically, if you played Monster Hunter World or Iceborne or whatever, the only notable thing about that entire video that's probably, I guess, new, is you can use the Slinger to collect items from afar, and you can use the Slinger to interact with things like the rocks that fall down on top of monsters' heads, and also the ability to switch weapons while you're on the secret's back, as opposed to going to a base camp to swap weapons there. Other than that, honestly about it, the only thing that I really like about all 3 of these videos that I'm glad they showed us was we got to see what the map looks like. The mini-map actually has levels to it, so you can kind of see where you are in correlation to the monster and heights. So the biggest problem I had with maps like the Ancient Forest was, where am I in correlation to the monster? Where is the monster in correlation to me? Because there's different layers to that area. You can be like 5 floors above, but if you're in the same area as the monster, you're confused like, what the heck's going on? I like how the mini-map is cleaner. It's probably way better, and it looks like it's going to be a lot fun, a lot more easier to navigate, and a lot more fun to actually use and see. Now, we didn't get to see the big map, but at least the mini-map looks nice. Outside of that, that's all the things I was able to really see. Not a whole lot of stuff they gave us, but, you know, it's early. I think GDC is happening or about to happen or something like that, so we will probably see more. But with that said, that's all I have for you guys. I don't have a whole lot of time, but thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy. If anything, stay tuned. I will cover as much of this stuff as I can as it develops. Take care.